Are you ready for the love hit?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Shoot 'em Up here, or for all you new guys to the channel, you can just refer to me as Matt. That's probably what I'm going to be going on or going by, for the duration of the few videos that I'll post on my channel. But as you guys can see by the title, which is going to be something along the lines of, so you decide to join the Army, what now, and Meps, something about Meps. And basically that's what I want to talk about in this video, is basically my recruiting experience leading up to Meps and swearing in and all that, because I want to make a few of these videos talking about drill, because I joined the Army Reserves, basic training and stuff like that, because before I made the decision to do this, and I was searching YouTube videos and wanted to know what was going to happen, what's it like going to Meps. I didn't even have a clue what Meps was like, so I looked up stuff like that. Since I'm doing the reserves, I looked up people talking about the Army Reserve and what it's like to go to drill and stuff like that, and I couldn't find anything about the Army Reserves. Most of it is just active duty stuff, which I do plan to switch to active duty later on in my career, just not now. I got like 1 year left of college, so I'm gonna do reserves and finish that out. But anyways, don't want to ramble on for too long about that, but my next video should be about my first drill experience in the reserves. So if you're interested in that and you're wanting to do the reserves, make sure you check out my next video. If maybe you're past all this Meps and recruiting stuff and you want to know what drill is going to be like your first time. But anyway, so basically I have a few things written down here just so I can get my mind straight and I don't have to really think about what I'm going to say and ramble on and more than I have to. But first thing, for all you new guys that have never been to a recruiter before, something that you need to know, sometimes people just walk in there and they're just like, well, you walk into the recruiting office, there's all these different soldiers there, recruiters, and you walk in there and you're like, okay, I want to talk to somebody. Then they're like, okay, sit down at my desk. And then you sit down there right next to their desk, and they're like, okay, what do you want to ask? Like, what are you here for? Some of them may be smart with you, because I've dealt with, I went and talked to a recruiter like 4 years ago. I'm 22 right now. Well, I'll be 22 in a couple of days, but I'm basically 22 right now. I went and talked a few years ago to him, and that guy was the one I went to a long time ago, was a little bit more pushy. The guys and recruiters that I talked to this time in Charlotte, North Carolina, were a lot nicer, I guess you could say. But one thing that you really need to know when you go in there, what I was saying was, you walk into the recruiter's office, have some kind of question or know something that you want to do, just so you can ask them, because they're going to be kind of annoyed if you walk in there and they'll be like, okay, tell me everything there is to know about the Army. They're going to have expected you to have done at least a little bit of research on your own, when you get in there. So ask them some questions. They'll say some stuff back. Actually, know at least a little bit of what you want to ask. Do a little bit of research before you go into the recruiting office, because like my first recruiter that I ran into, he was a lot more pushy in trying to make me want to go, sign up for the Army right away and just go in active right now. So for you guys who just don't deal well with that, deal well with peer pressure, if a recruiter's trying to pressure you into signing up, for the Army, that you don't just, go forward with everything right away and haven't talked to your family about it or anything like that. So definitely do a little bit of research before you go. Another thing that you should do or not do is don't lie to the recruiters about any past health issues or something like that. Sometimes there's something really, really minor that you just, you twisted your ankle when you were 10 years old, don't tell them about that crap. But, don't lie about a broken arm, or don't lie about, all this other stuff, because number one, when you end up going to Meps, if they find out about that, then they're just going to send you back and you're going to be delaying your enlistment time. So don't lie about that. Sometimes a recruiter may say, well, something doesn't have a scar, so don't put it down on the paper. Well, for some of you that go to MEPS and you don't deal well with pressure, sometimes your recruiters are going to say, oh, it doesn't have a scar, so don't worry about it. Don't write it down on the paper. So don't check that checkbox whenever it says, have you ever broken a bone? Because it didn't leave a scar. They're like, oh, I don't want to deal with the paperwork. So if you're not in a hurry to go into the Army, then I would suggest that you actually, like, literally go ahead and do all the stuff, because you're gonna have to get your medical records or whatever, and actually show that you're okay with, that you broke your left arm riding a bike when you were younger and you're okay now. So definitely disclose those things and don't hide anything from it, because it could just really end up just biting you in the butt whenever you get later on. You're like, yes, I'm about to, swear in and do all this stuff, and then the doctor's like, I see something there. What's that? And then you're like, it's, and you just screw up and you screw yourself over. And they're like, all right, you go back. You're done with MEPS. So anyway, so that's leading me on to the MEPS experience. So I want to try and get through with this really fast, because I don't want the video to go on much longer than 10 minutes. It's at like 6 right now. So what's it like to go to MEPS? MEPS is basically, I don't have a clue what it stands for. Military something. I have no clue what MEPS stands for, but basically it's a place, it's got a lot of uses or whatever, but it's a place where you go where whenever you first go through all the recruiting stuff, you go to MEPS, you got your paperwork, you fill out a lot of questions, yes or no. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? And literally 100 different questions, multiple times. So one thing you're going to do when you go to MEPS is, well, let me just start from the beginning. This is what happens for all of you guys that are new. Maybe you're younger and you're like, what happened at MEPS? I'm kind of nervous. I've heard of scary people there. I've heard of bad things about MEPS. What happens? Well, for me, and this is my experience, all this stuff I'm going to be sharing is just my personal experience, and if anything else is not my experience, then I'm going to, unless I forget, foreclose that and tell you guys it's not personally happened to me, but all this stuff that I'm going to talk to you guys about has. So for me, first thing happened was my recruiter took me and 2 other guys to a hotel, and we stayed at the hotel, and we had to be in our rooms by 10, and I think we just had to be in our rooms by 10 and up at 5 o'clock, I think. And for me, it was a struggle getting up or going to sleep at like 10 o'clock, because I'm normally used to waking up or going to sleep at like 2 in the morning. So that was a struggle. So we woke up, we went and got breakfast, which was bacon and eggs and biscuits and stuff. We stayed at the Embassy Suite. So it was a really nice hotel where we stayed, so it's not going to be like some crappy motel. They're going to treat you good that first night or whatever. So we get breakfast at 5 o'clock, I think. And then around like 5:30 or 5:45 or something like that, it was 5 something, we had to go get on the bus. So we got all of our stuff in our backpacks. It was cold for me because it was in February. And we get on the bus. It's a big, nice charter bus, and they kind of, rush you on there single file all the way to the back and everything. So we get on the bus, we go to the MEPS facility, and we get there, and we go in the front entrance, and there's this guy that my recruiters that told us about, there's going to be some mean guy at MEPS who's going to try and scare you into, basically failing out of MEPS. Because what happens when people go to MEPS is a little bit more than half of them fail out of there. Like, not fail, but they get sent back to the recruiters because of some health issue, or they just get sent back for one of a million reasons. And more than likely, you're going to be kind of scared, or some people, you're going to be scared into saying something wrong, and they're going to be like, oh, we got to get you checked out by a doctor, and, go back to the recruiter, you're done here. So there's a scary guy there. You get in kind of a formation thing, and you split up. Army, you're going Marines, Air Force, blah, blah, blah. You're getting separated into where you're going. Active duty, reserve, whatever. So you get done with that, and then you go into a big room. Well, not really big, but you go in, you sit down in some chairs, and you fill out all that paperwork I was talking about. 100+ questions. You go through it. You know, the scary dude, the mean guy, is sitting there telling you what to do, you know, word for word. If you mess up doing the papers, like, you're stupid because he's telling you everything you need to know. So you go through that, and all the while that they're doing this is he's threatening you. Oh, if you lie, you're going to go to jail. If you lie, you're going to jail. If you've lied about something on your record, then some blah 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 thing, we got an orange jumpsuit for you. We're gonna ship you off to prison if you're lying about your eye color. You know, like the dumbest thing, which they're not gonna do. They're probably not going to send you off to jail, but I have heard of one person that has been sent off. Like last week, I heard about it. So there is that very, very small possibility, which is what I was saying. Just go ahead and disclose everything to your recruiter. Get it all in your paperwork. So when you go to Meps, you just, like me, like I don't have any health issues, so you just don't have to worry about it. But a lot of people, they were a little bit nervous because they were lying in their paperwork or whatever, and so they were just kind of a little bit more nervous there. So make sure you disclose the stuff, because they're going to try and threaten you. Be like, they're going to come up to you and be like, all right, I got this folder. This has got all your health records in it, right? They're going to be like, if you're lying to me, we're going to send you to jail. Well, it's basically just an empty folder, and they're just trying to trick you into screwing yourself over. So make sure you are aware of that. I can't remember what the law or something is, but they don't have access to your health records, so don't be worried about that. Unless you would like literally give them access to it and permission and all that stuff. So like I said, disclose everything. He's gonna try to scare you into use scare tactics to get you to say you're lying about something. Oh, I forgot about such and such. So after that's done, you go in and do all your physical testing. They test you, your eyes, your ears, all of that normal stuff. You go in to see a doctor. He tests your heart, your blood pressure, all of that stuff. And all the while, the doctor that you're going to be with is, you know, he'll try to make conversation with you. And you guys need to realize that they're not really your friends. You know, you're going to see them that day, and then you're never going to see them again. But the thing is everybody there at Meps is trying to get you to fail. They're trying to get you to lie, or not lie. They're trying to get you to reveal that one thing that you're lying about, or that one thing, you know, that you messed up about. You're like, oh, I think I hurt something. Oh, I think, you know, the doctor will be talking to you like he was talking to me. Oh, you look like a wrestler. You look like you played sports, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I played basketball, football, baseball. And I could tell he's trying to lure me into saying, oh, I got hit really hard in football. Well, we'll be like, okay, well, we need to send you over to check if you ever had a concussion and all that stuff. And boom, just like that, having a conversation with a doctor saying, I got hit really hard one time. I have failed out of Meps, and I get sent back to the recruiter. So be very, very careful with what you say to everybody that's at the Meps place, because they're all trying to get you to fail. Like, they really are. So make sure you know what you're going to say, and you reveal everything. I've said that multiple times because it's very important. The next part is a physical test, which was very easy. They basically made you do like a little duck walk thing. They checked your body and just basic like physical examination. You went to a room, you stripped down into your underwear. No socks, no shoes, nothing like that. You're just in your underwear. You do these little stretch thingies just to make sure that you have full body maneuverability. I have no clue what the word would be, but this video is going on pretty long, but you have full body motion, I guess. So they're basically checking to see if you have that. It's nothing difficult, nothing to be scared about. After you get done with that, then the head doctor will check off your paper, sign it, make sure everything's good, and then you go into the main Meps room and you wait for a long time. Like, I waited from like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning till like 3 o'clock to do anything. But basically, you wait there for a long time, and then you do your paperwork to get your contract and stuff. So you go back to this room, they do your contract and everything, and you get it all figured out. You sign some things, and it should be what your recruiter has told you were gonna get, because they kind of reserve like the position for you. Like, I'm 25 Bravo information technology specialist, so before I went to Meps, they reserved that spot for me. So it should be there, but sometimes it's not. So hopefully you're one of the lucky ones that it's actually there, and somebody hasn't, that's active switching MOSs or something, they haven't, you know, taken your slot. But basically you go back there, and then that is the point when everything becomes official. So you go back there, you get your contract, you see it, they show it to you like on the, you know, the computer's like, okay, this is all your stuff, here's all your bonuses, here's your GI Bill thing that you're getting, blah 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 blah. You know, if you're going to be infantry, if you're going to go to ranger school, if you're going to be an officer, everything is going to be there. And if something's not there, and it should be, you definitely need to ask them about it, because that's like the official thing. What your recruiter gave you is not official. Your recruiter cannot promise you anything. Like even at Meps, they ask you, like, has your recruiter promised you anything at all? Because they can't do that, or they're not supposed to, because at Meps is when everything becomes official. So you get that done, you go do your fingerprints, and more paperwork and more paperwork and more paperwork. And then by the time you're done, you sit around, you wait around, and you wait around, and you wait around. And for me, I waited for a couple more hours, and then we swore in. So swearing in was nothing very special. Basically, the group of people that I was with went from about 80 people down to about 30. So like I said, it's over 50% of people fail out of Meps. And basically, I mean fail out of Meps. They get sent back to the recruiter because they disclosed something that they shouldn't have. So 80 people down to 30. So we went into this room and we swore in, put our hand up, and said the words. And then apparently we're officially in the United States Army. You get congratulated or whatever. You can take pictures if your family shows up. And then that's pretty much the Meps experience. It's nothing to be scared about. A lot of people are worried about it. A lot of people are scared about it. But it's really nothing bad at all if you have actually told the truth to your recruiter and your paperwork is actually right. Because if it's not, then even if you think you're a good liar, oh, I'm blah blah blah, even if you you think, oh, I'm gonna be fine, even though I'm lying about this one thing, it's still gonna be going through your head. You're gonna be a lot more nervous than, you're gonna be thinking to yourself, gosh, I hope he doesn't find out of, some way he finds out. So for your own sake, just get all the paperwork done right the first time so you don't have to get sent back, especially if you're in a hurry to join the military for some reason, just so you get it all done really fast. So basically that's it for this video. That's my recruiting / Meps experience. It went on way longer than I was wanting it to, but hopefully it was informative and went into pretty good detail of recruiting and Meps. And then for my next video, it's going to be my first drill experience. So I joined the Army Reserves, and you go to drill 2 days a month, and then every year you go for like 2 weeks in the year straight. So it's like 30-something days total in a year, which is not bad at all. So if any of you guys are in the reserves or want to join the reserves, you can check out my next video, which is my drill that I went to before basic training. Again, I'm going to say before basic training, because I leave for basic training in about 6 days. So I go to basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia on May 12th. Yeah, so after basic training, I'm going to post, hopefully, some videos about the reception, red phase, white phase, blue phase, graduation, and then I go to AIT in Fort Gordon. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was pretty informative. Again, my next video is going to be about drill before training. Okay, so it's before training drill. I looked up videos for myself and I was like, what's drill like for the Army if you haven't gone to basic training yet? Because you can still go to drill in the reserves before basic training and get paid. So check out that video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Like it. If you want, share it, leave a comment, ask me some questions. I got about a week to answer them, so ask away. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.